How do I look? I know you look cute. How do I look though? You stink. You've been peeing everywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, I was actually planning on doing something else, on filming something else. But the day got late. Usually I have, you know, like my window shining light, but the day got really late. So the reason why I'm filming a lot later today is because I got a puppy today. Stop licking me, okay? Her name is Galletita. Say hi, Galletita. Look at the camera, Galletita. Oh, they love you. You're gonna be my YouTube videos now, Galletita. My best friend came earlier, like at 12:30 to the house. And she was like, she got off the car with a dog in her hands, and I was like, oh, how cute. And then she was like, yeah, it's yours. And I was like, really? And then afterwards, like, you know, like, it's mine now. But she's been peeing the whole day. She hasn't, you know, like, she's been missing her little potty area completely. Ya le regañé muchas veces. And right now she's playing with her toy, but I had to pick her up because she was squeaking it too much. And she bites everything. But yeah, so I have a puppy today, guys. I mean, I have a puppy now. Guys. But so today's video, is gonna be a story time on something that happened a little while ago. Just like the title says, literally this 40-year-old woman wanted to she wanted to kill me, basically. Like, she didn't actually, you know, like, obviously, like, you know, murder, no, you know, like, she doesn't want that case. But she wanted to, like, hurt me. She really, really wanted to hurt me. She's a mom. She, like, that's basically why she wanted to hurt me, because, you know, she's a mom. So I'm gonna get into that right now. Basically, it has to do with her daughter. Hey, stop! Oh my gosh, no! Some of y'all know, some of y'all may not know, I used to do kickboxing and jiu-jitsu for about a year. I started doing it like a couple weeks before I turned 16. And so I met this, like, you know, I went to this dojo where they, you know, have kickboxing jiu-jitsu classes, and I would do both. The 40-year-old woman, I met her in the jiu-jitsu class. And when I met her, she was a blue belt. You know, I came in as a white belt because it's like, I barely started doing the sport. And if you guys don't know what jiu-jitsu is, it's like kind of like wrestling, but you have like this like suit on that's really thick. I actually have it right here, but I don't feel like showing it. And so it's like really thick, and you know, like, you can grab people on the suit. They have pants and a long sleeve and a collar that has a collar, and you know, you got the belt and whatever, all that shenanigans. And where was I going with that? Basically in jiu-jitsu, what you do is, you know, you grab like any cloth that you can, you know, from the suit, and you know, you choke them, and you do these like arm bars, and you like ankle bars, and you know, like other stuff, you know, basically just to make them tap. And so when I first started going, she was really rough. And I think the second time I sparred with her, she actually did kind of low-key a little bit hyperextend my elbow. So that was in the beginning. That was when I first met her. And I didn't really like the vibe she was giving me. I never really liked it, but like somehow I managed to like her. So basically, jiu-jitsu is supposed to be a sport where, you know, like, all this respect is taught at the same time as like self-defense and self-control and all that. So at one point, so she has a daughter. She was, I want to say, a 6th grader, either 6th grader or 7th grader. I want to say 6th grader. And so I met her, and she was really cool. Like, she was such a fun person. Her personality, like, you know, like a 6th grader. Like, I'm thinking of my brother right now. Like, my brother's annoying, and he talks too much, but he's still, you know, like, he has that fun personality. And I was a junior, and she was a 6th grader. And another girl that I met there was also junior. Me and this other girl were like the same age. We were both juniors. We would, you know, she was basically my partner most of the time when we were training and sparring. And then there was her, and so she would kind of try to, you know, fit in with the juniors, and like, well, not fit in, but like hang out with us a lot, and, you know, try to, like, you know, get to, I don't say get to her level, but like, you know, act a lot older. I could tell right off the bat that her mom was like a big, what's it called, like, you know, those mama bears that are just like aggressive. Like she was one of those people. And so I could just notice that right off the bat, and so I was like, okay, I need to like stay you know, far away from her daughter while still, you know, like being her friend, because like her daughter's cool and I was like, she was a cool person. I wasn't just gonna be like, hey, get away from me. Like I'm not gonna do that, because first off, I'm not that kind of person, and well, you know, like that didn't really work out. Sometimes she would talk to me and my friend and she'd like, you know, sometimes like say a cuss word and I'd be like, okay, like relax, your mom's looking at us. And then her mom would be looking at us and she'd be kind of like looking mad, and I was like, okay, I gotta go, you know? When I would spar with her, like obviously I was a white belt and she was like a yellow belt, which is like technically supposed to, I think technically higher than me, even though it's in kids. But like she's a 6th grader and I'm a junior and I play, you know, I play soccer. So like I was stronger than her, and her mom would get mad. Like we'd be sparring, like I wouldn't go hard on her. My weight and, you know, like my strength, you know, like she couldn't really do too much, but I didn't want to like try too hard to make her look bad in front of her mom. So her mom would be like on the side, you know, like coaching her basically, like do this, do that, do that. And sometimes like I'd let her just so that her mom could just shut up. I could tell that she did not like that. Like she just did not like the way her mom was, because she'd whisper like, oh my gosh, like shut up, like, because basically when you're sparring on the ground her face was like right here and I was like, you know, on the floor, and she was like on top of me with her face right here, and like anything she said I could hear it. And she obviously did not like the fact that her mom was right here coaching her and like, you know, making her feel like bad, like she wasn't doing anything right. Like I don't like it when people, you know, like the way that her mom was talking to me, like if that was my mom, I'd feel the same way. Like in fact, just because, even though she's not my mom, I still felt bad, you know? I'm getting somewhere with this. Her daughter has everything to do why the 40-year-old woman wanted to fight me. I'm getting there. It's gonna get so good, like it was crazy. That's why I don't go there anymore, because it was ridiculous. So like I was always busy. Like I was doing 3 sports during that time. Like I was doing kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and soccer. And then I had like school. Like junior year is technically the hardest year in high school, which is not a lie. So I was like busy basically. And so there were like weeks where I wouldn't go, and I would like either focus on school or like go to my soccer practice, you know, like I was just really stretched out, and so I would try to manage stuff, and so sometimes I wouldn't go. And at one point I noticed that she stopped going. And so I mean, like I didn't care, like thank God. So yeah, so she didn't go at one point, and that's when I was like, okay, I was going. I like missed 2 weeks, but I'm back and she's not here. That's great. Her daughter stopped going. So her daughter stopped going for like months, like 5 months I hadn't seen her. I think I did ask her one time like, hey, like where's your daughter? And she was like, oh, you know, she's going through puberty, you know, she doesn't really want to spar with people when she's on her period. So I was like, okay, you know, that's understandable, whatever. And then one day I decide to go, and she decides to be there too. Right now we were good. Like I didn't really have anything against this lady, but I just didn't like her, but I did like her. I didn't have any reason to justify why I don't like her. I had this mutual respect for her. Let's just say that's what it was, because I think that's what it was. And after a training, after, you know, learning a couple moves, I sparred with her. And when I sparred with her, I noticed something was off. The entire year that I knew her, I always knew that she was like a very aggressive person. She got angry very easily. She always tried to say, oh, you know, like, don't get mad. But she would get mad with anything. And so, you know, knowing that, I sparred her. But all of those things seem to have, like, heightened a lot. Like, a lot. Basically, the entire 5 minutes we were sparring, she was trying to kill me. We were in this position. She was on the bottom. She had her legs around my waist, and I was standing on my knees, and she had her back against the mat. And so she had her arms gripping my collar, and she was, you know, like that's a choke. Like she was trying to choke me. Like basically how you choke someone with the collar is like you get their 2 arteries right here and just like smash them. And so that's what she was trying to do with my collar. And so like, okay, that's fine. Like she was trying to tap me out, but it wasn't fine. You know, like I knew her for a year, and I knew how angry she could be, but the person, like I felt really uncomfortable. I felt like I could actually feel anger radiating from her body. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this lady? So basically, like, once I felt that vibe, I did not let her tap me out that easily. So I like got to my best game. I'm a white belt, so like I didn't really, you know, memorize all these, you know, good moves that I should have so I can like use against this lady. But, you know, I didn't. And so basically, like, the only thing I had was my strength and the couple easy moves that, you know, I could memorize. She really wanted to tap me out. She was putting all the strengths she could into choking me out, but I was doing this thing where it's like my chin was like blocking the choke, so she couldn't, you know, get my neck. So, since she couldn't get my neck, you want to know what this freaking woman did? She used the fact that my chin was right here, moved her arms up, and was grinding my jaw. I went home with bruises on my freaking jaw. 5 minutes of grinding on my... Then this... She's shorter than me. She's like, I don't know, 5 foot. And... But she's an angry... Like... I hate people that are like that. Like... I don't know what you go through in life. I don't know what you know, like, I don't know how bad your day's been, but don't take it out on me. Like, why? Like, oh, have some self-control. You've been alive for 40 years. Haven't you learned something? Oh my goodness. So she was grinding my jaw, and she's never been that angry before, so I knew there was something wrong. So I didn't, you know, like, I wasn't gonna let her tap me out, you know. If you're gonna be rude to me, I'm gonna just not let you be rude to me. So what I was doing, since I was on top of her and she was under me, and so she got my, you know, collar, and I didn't really want to move too much and then just give her my neck and let her tap me out. So I was like dealing with, you know, I was just sucking up the fact that my jaw was hurting. But because she was underneath me, what I did was, like, I lifted her butt with my knee and basically, like, squished her, what's it called? Squished, like, her, like, body into, like, a little cocoon, kind of, like, suffocating her. And so that's, like, the only thing that made her, like, less strong, because, like, I was suffocating her with, you know, like, squishing her lungs together. But she would, like, try and scoot back, and every time she scoot back, I'd be like, oh, like, just, if I could just... I'm just kidding. I have self-control, not this freaking... You know what? Just go on with the story. Okay. And so at one point, like, you know, like, if you can't, like, if you're doing one thing for, like, almost 5 minutes and they're not tapping out, usually they let go. And that's what she did. Since I wasn't tapping out, she let go, and I took advantage of that. Once she let go, because she gave up, I quickly, like, somehow got her legs, like, off of being around me. And I, like, got on top of her. I don't remember how, but I got on top of her. And I, like, I think I tried doing this one move that I had learned one time. But I had one of her legs locked in between both of mine. And so I wanted to, like, do this spinny thing. I don't know what I wanted to do. But basically, when I tried doing that spinny thing, I, like, almost, like, twisted her knee in a way that's illegal in the sport. No, not, it's illegal, okay? Just ignore this, but it's illegal. But as a white belt, I remember hearing the professor saying that once, but I never, like, really, you know, like, it was never in depth explained to me. She, like, just squirmed out of that lock position I had her in, and she looked at me dead in the eye. She grabbed my collar, she pulled me closer, and she said, do that again, and I'll rip your f***ing legs off. This 40-year-old woman grabbed me by the collar, shoved her face into mine, cussed at me in the most angriest way. Oh, you do want to kill me. I was, like, trying to be innocent, because I was, like, I didn't know what she was mad. Like, was your day that bad, bro? Damn. So I told her, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what, you know, what I did. And so she, like, showed me, but she showed me, like, this angry way, and then I was like, oh yeah, like, I've heard that before, but I never really understood it. And I said, I'm sorry. And then, you know, the 5-minute sparring bell rung, and she just got up. And what you're supposed to do in that sport, as a part of, you know, showing respect to your partner, you're supposed to, you know, like bow to them and like, you know, clap hands, be like, yeah, good job, what's up, buddy? But she just lifted up her stupid little pants and said, well, next time be careful. I was like, okay. But in my head, I was like, oh my god, you wanna go? But I didn't do that because self-control, ladies. That's what started everything. And then, so I was tired and my jaw was hurting, and so we had one more round of sparring, but I sat it out because your girl was tired and traumatized. So I sat it out. 5 minutes later, you know, bell rings, and so at the end of class, you know, we all line up and we bow to everyone that went to class, and we like high-five their hands and say good training. And so I high-fived her hand and I said good training. And then after, you know, like, I went through everyone and she went through everyone, she came up to me and she was like, hey, can I speak with you for about 2 minutes? And she went like that and she walked over to where the stairs were by the entrance where less people gather. And so in my head I was like, okay. So I followed her over the stairs. She sat down. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll sit down too. And so I sat down next to her. This lady, so she starts... So, I want to start off by saying you were being too rough today. You know, as a white belt, you can hurt someone. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm being rough. You see this? Well, not right now, because, you know, like, it's... But tomorrow, there's going to be marks right here. You. So she was saying that I was being too rough for being a white belt, that I could hurt someone, while she was over here clearly trying to hurt me. And then she said, I'll rip your legs off. And then she goes on to saying that an incident that happened when her daughter used to come, that I had slapped her. Like, I had slapped her daughter. And so she just wanted to get it off her chest. She wanted what? I was so angry. This woman was trying to kill me for something that happened months ago. Something that didn't even happen, actually. Like, why would I slap your daughter? I actually liked your daughter. So, there I figured it out. She was trying to kill me because of a grudge. Is that really what happened? Do you really think I would slap your daughter? I was friends with your daughter, you freaking idiot. What mentality does this lady have? What she should have done is that she should have came up to me and asked me if that was true. Or, you know, she could have, like, came up to the professor and, you know, like, we could have all had a conversation, a civilized conversation, like, mature people, in her situation, like an adult. Okay, so I'm getting off track. I'm, like, explaining what she should have done instead of just going on with the story of what she did do. Because there's more. It gets even more pathetic on her side. So, yeah, so she was like, yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, but we're all good now. She said we're all good. Like... You think you're the one that determines if we're good or not. Honey. I determine that too. And we're not good. So once she said that, oh my goodness, like I could just feel the blood rushing to my face. I wanted to, oh my god. And I talked to the professor. I was like, hey, yo, this happened. And I feel really unsafe. And so he got mad too. Thankfully, he got mad. And so professor's black belt, so, you know, he has the authority there. He talked to her. She was like, oh my god, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, professor, you know, like kissing ass. So I would still go and I would still see her. I just would not, you know, spar with her. I would not talk to her. It was weeks, like months too, like maybe 2 months the most, that I would see her there. We would both go and she just wouldn't apologize. I wanted an apology. Like, dude, you said you'd rip my effing legs off. This one day she goes. It was the funniest thing ever. So I'm like, I sparred someone and I got super tired. Like, they were really strong. And she was sparring this guy. My friends were out in the distance sparring and like they did something. And so like I was sitting down like near her and I laughed at what my friend did. Like, not like laugh like but I did like giggle. She was talking to the boy. Because I had sparred that boy. He couldn't tap me out and I couldn't tap him out. So we were just like rolling. And so it was her turn to spar him, and when she heard me giggle, she literally said to the boy, she's like, she's laughing at you because, what did she say? I don't know, but basically like she just said something so stupid to the boy. Like, I wasn't paying attention to them. They were doing their own thing and I was over here enjoying myself, watching my friends spar, you know, like, because my friends are funny. And she really thinks that I care about what she does and like just... So basically she said something that would make the boy think I'm a bad person. That's basically what it is. And so when I heard her, I was like, really? Like, so you didn't mature at all since the incident? And then after that training that day, we all lined up. Good training, high five, good training, high five, good training, high five. I got to her. I wasn't about to be disrespectful. Like, she hasn't apologized. She literally just made this rude comment. But I'm not gonna stoop down to her level. So, you know, like, I'm gonna have respect for this lady. Because she is 3 decades older than me and a mom and a higher belt. So even though she was disrespectful and rude, I wasn't just gonna, you know, stoop down. I, you know, bowed down and I was about to, you know, high five her hand and say good training. But what she did was incredibly unbelievable. Like, incredibly, oh my gosh. So she bowed down. She looked up, you know, like, did this to her hand for me to like do that, you know? But when she bowed down, lifted up her hand, I was already like, you know, ready like to high five her. But she takes this like gnarly big step and completely passes by me. And then high fives the person behind me. I was like, she's really that immature and petty. Oh my gosh. Jesus, who is this kind of person? Wow. And so then I told the professor and basically she got in trouble again because she's that stupid. This just proves that age does not define maturity. You really want to pick a fight with someone that's in high school. It's pathetic. It's so pathetic. Like, if anyone wanted to fight me, if why you're mad is true, I would have expected your daughter to come at me. Then we could have been like, you know, like, she's a 6th grader, so if she wants to like square up, then I understand that, because it's like she hasn't lived 40 years and, you know, her self-control hasn't been developed as much as yours should have been. But no, it was the mom that came at me for something that didn't even happen, and it's like so dumb. Oh my gosh. You're making yourself look bad, sis, so I'm gonna just go and, you know, keep it up. I'll have more, you know, like, you'll get kicked out of here. She never did, just because her ass was dating one of the freaking professors. That's pathetic. And the fact that she's still there after this happening and all the other stories I've heard from other people that have had experiences with her, and she's still there, and she's supposedly an instructor. And my mom had been wanting to like come and talk to the professor and her, like have a meeting. Like, my mom is one of those people where she'd want to talk. Thankfully, she's not as stupid as this lady. So my mom finally has a, you know, a day where she can come in and talk, and so we all sit down. The professor, her, me, and my mom. We didn't know who to start, and so I forgot who started, but I think the professor started kind of like saying, you know, like the situation. And then she went next to apologize. She started apologizing how that should have never happened and she feels so bad. I was really nice that day. I was just like, yeah, I forgive you. And I didn't, inside, I wasn't like, like, I was actually calm, which is strange. And then my mom was like, okay, no, now it's my turn. And then my mom started talking. I was like, I saw another side of my mom. She was like, I could have done a lot. Oh my goodness, I'm remembering. Okay, this is what she said. The gist of it, she basically told her that because I'm a minor and she's a 40-year-old woman and she said what she said to me, like she threatened, like the lady threatened me. My mom could have like, she could have done like a lot of legal stuff to her. That was a major point she made. But I think my mom also said like, she could have, you know, taken it a different way. Like, she could have had a regular conversation, and that it, you know, like her daughter could have came up to me instead of her. I don't know what the moral of the story is. It's just that, wait, no, moral of the story is trust your instinct. Ever since I met that lady, I knew she was bad news. The vibe you get from people, that's the vibe you're always gonna have from them. Vibes are everything. Like, when you meet someone, you just, it's like they radiate something, and that lady radiated that. Other people I know have radiated some type of vibe, and throughout the you know, getting to know them and my relationship with them, that vibe had stayed there. Even if we did become friends, like, I would still feel that vibe. Vibes do not lie, guys. Age does not define maturity. And you should always think before you do things, because everything you do and say can and will be used against you. Just like everything this lady did and said was used against her. I learned a lot. So that was my story time, guys. I hope you guys, you know, learned something or just enjoyed it or just enjoyed listening to my story time. Whatever it was, give this video a thumbs up. Comment if you guys have like any opinions or any thoughts after like listening to this rant. Well, yeah. You stink. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Are you tired? Yeah, I know it's late, but I had to take care of you. That's why I'm filming so late. Cochina. She needs to be potty trained. So yeah. Stop yawning. What else do I say? You wanna say something? You wanna yawn again? Okay. What? You've never seen a human yawn? So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys, you know, keep watching my videos. I'll see you guys next week or maybe the following week because sometimes I'm busy and I post every other week. Say bye. Bye. Okay. Bye, guys.